This will be a demonstration of the Quickdraw Weaving program's Project Setup screen. It's accessible either from the icon or from the View Project Setup screen. We'll tell you the pattern's current name and path, how many shafts. For example, if I want to change it to 16, it will automatically set the number of treadles based on the number of shafts. I can then adjust that if I want to. I can select whether I want to enable multiple treadles on a single weft line, or whether I want to go all the way to a lift plan rather than tie-up. And that also gives me the ability of converting from a tie-up to a lift plan, from a lift plan back to a tie-up. When I have a lift plan, the Warp and Weft editor will not provide the trapezoid, toggle tie-up, or turn draft options, since they really don't apply in that condition. I can select whether I have a rising or a falling shed loom. I can ask whether I have a thread draft, in which case I have access to a warp face, even bead, or a weft face, so it can change the appearance of the drawdown. When I'm in thread mode, it will show the thread interlacements, so I can see how the threads actually look in the final product. In profile draft, I can convert a profile into a threading diagram, doing block substitution directly from here, as well as some other ways I'll talk about later. In profile draft, the intersections will actually be shown as a solid box, since they really have no directionality in that environment. I have access to the color palette by hitting More. I can get to there other ways also. If I like what I've now set up, and that's where I want to go every time I create a new program, I can save that as the default template. I can also enter pattern notes. Let me type in note, so it has a note. And when I close that, it would be displayed when I mouse over it. And that is a quick overview of the Project Setup screen. Thank you. This is the slide update. There's the line at the bottom which indicates the version and date of the Quickdraw program itself, so you can look for changes. Thank you. This will be a description of some recent updates to the Project Setup screen. What I've added is a couple of tools here to reduce unused shafts and treadles, as well as an ability down here to compare different patterns. Let me start with the reduced shafts. Let me go back to a pattern, and I'm just going to select and cut that thread. So now I'm actually not using shaft number 2. So I'm going to go back to the setup screen. And if I do the mouse over, it's going to tell me in the box down here that the pattern contains 4 shafts. It's only using 3. It's got 6 treadles. It's only using 4. Let me hit the reduce both buttons, which simply would do both functions. What that is now done, I go back over here. It's now actually deleted those unused treadles and shafts to simplify the program. Now the next thing let me talk about is the ability to compare 2 files. These are 2 summer and winter treadlings. This one's an X, this one's an O off the same profile draft. So let me select one of them. As for the profile view, I'm going to set the reference pointer here so that it knows what to compare to. I'm going to come back to the other draft. Let me go to the compare patterns. What it's telling me is the name of the 2 patterns. They're both 8 shaft thread drafts, 8 treadles, same number of warps. They're both lift plans. Everything matches. The green box is over here telling me all of the warp threads match. The colors are the same. The thread sizes are the same. It's telling me there's a significant difference in the treadling. There's 72 threads, but they're treadled differently. It's also telling me that there's a little bit difference in color in the palettes. There's actually an extra color in one of the 2. Then it's also looking at the lowest level and telling me of the thread intersections. You'll notice in the corner here there's a warp showing. In this corner there's a weft showing. So out of those 4,000 thread intersections, it's actually going 2,160 of them mismatch. So it would actually tell me if the patterns match, even if the threading and treadling doesn't. So those are the update functions that are happening on that screen. And I'm done. I go back to done, and I'm back to a normal view. Thank you. Bye.